Hey, this is Jason with Summer Camp Systems, and today we're going to look at understanding organization and unit assignments as well as advanced registration topics for camp users. I've already logged into the application, and as you can see, my organization as well as the other parameters in the session dashboard have already been filled out. So in this specific example, we're going to talk a lot about the organization, which is really the top level of any camp structure within the SCS architecture. And underneath that, you typically have regions. An organization can have many regions, and then units are assigned to a region, and a region can have many units. People must be assigned to the organization as well as to the unit in order to register for courses within the Summer Camp Systems architecture. So as a camp staff member, people with a camp user role are typically people that help assist units with registration and other registration issues during the registration process. As you'll notice, I do have the camp user menu added to my menu bar over here, and I have various options underneath this. So currently my session dashboard shows that I'm in the North region and in Unit 100, and in this example I may want to add someone that's actually in the East region and Unit 801. I may have received a call from a unit leader who needs a person registered for a course. So there's really two ways to go about adding this person to the registration. I can go under the camp user menu and I'll have to add the person, assign the person to the org, and then assign the person to the unit. Or much simpler, I can actually just assign myself to that unit and then actually go ahead and register that person. So we'll take a look at both examples. So first we'll do it through the camp user menu. So in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click on people, and then I'm going to click on add person, and I'll just add a person. I'll just assign a generic birth date, and that's it for now. And you'll notice you get a message that says person was successfully added. So only a person record has been added to the application. So in this particular example, I'll go ahead and go to person organization, and I'll have to actually go add a person organization assignment for this particular person. So Joseph Avery. So now Joseph is assigned to Big Leaf Limited organization. And then I'll go ahead and go to person unit, and I'll also add an assignment to Unit 801 in the East region. So now once the person's been added, I could go under the registration window and go ahead and add a registration for this particular person. So maybe Joseph needs to be registered in swimming. So now Joseph has been added to swimming in week 1 at Camp Chowderchuck. So as you can see, there's quite a few steps in order to use the camp user menu to add a person. And this is because the responsibilities have been purposely separated so the camp user can choose the different pieces they want to do. So now as a camp user, I'm basically going to go add myself to that unit and then perform the same steps just like I was a unit user. So in this particular case, I'll go back to the session dashboard just so we can take note that I'm currently assigned to the North region in Unit 100. So now I'll go under person unit, and I'm going to go ahead and add a person unit relationship for my user ID. And again, I'm working in 801. There we go. So now when I go back to the dashboard, I actually have the option to change my session dashboard parameters and easily become part of Unit 801. So in this particular example, I can now go under my people, and again I'll add a person this time. And you'll notice when I save the record that the person gets created, the person organization assignment as well as the person unit assignment are automatically created based upon the sessions from the session dashboard. So now if I go to my registrations and I click on David Avery, I'll actually be able to put David in swimming, which is a much simpler process than actually going through and adding the person manually, adding the person org and person unit assignments, and then going to the registration under camp user. So now let's discuss when it really is appropriate or when it's designed to use the registration window under the camp user menu. This option was designed when certain restrictions have been applied to courses to allow the camp user to override those. So again, if I go back to my registrations and I click on David Avery, I'm going to go ahead and sort the grid view by numeric order, and you'll notice that there's no 300 series, the advanced camp series, because David isn't old enough to take most of these courses. But David's unit leader called and spoke to the camp director, and he is only a few days within age of being old enough to take the zipline class, which he would really like to take. The camp director has approved his registration into this course because he is only a few days from being old enough to take this particular class. So in this particular example, by going to registration, and again I'll add registration, an advanced camp, zipline, and there you go. David has been added to a course that was restricted to his view under the unit user role. So the registration feature under the camp user menu can be used by the camp user to put someone into a course that may be full or has other restrictions that have been applied to the course. They have the ability to overrule those restrictions. So I'll go ahead and I'll go back to my dashboard, and now that I'm finished working in Unit 801, I basically want to take myself back out of that unit. So the first thing I'm going to do, which is very important in the session dashboard, is I'm going to go ahead and unassign my session parameters from that particular unit. If I don't do this and I delete myself out of the unit, an error may occur when I try to return to the dashboard. I'll go ahead and go back to person unit, and again I'm going to query up myself in Unit 801, and there is my record that was created. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that record. And now if I go back to dashboard, you'll notice that I no longer have the choice to select the East region or to select Unit 801. Only the Unit 100 is now available. As a reminder, you can always head over to summercampsystems.com/docs to get the latest help information about the application. In this particular example, on the camp user menu and in registrations, you can see all the information about how to register from the camp user menu. Likewise, under the general menu, there's information about understanding person relationships. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks and have a great day.